In exercise 3.1, we're asked to solve some simple equations. In question 1, I simply need to move this positive 4 to the right-hand side of the equal sign. So the opposite of adding 4 is subtracting 4. So when I move that 4 to the right-hand side, the negative 1 was already there, and I subtract that 4, giving me t equals negative 5. For question 7, 5 is multiplying with the y. So when I move that 5 away to isolate y, the opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5. So that leaves me with a y on the left-hand side, and then 1/3 divided by 5 on the right-hand side. Now you can use a calculator to find that result, but also remember your fraction rules. 1/3 divided by 5 is the same as 1/3 times, we need to flip that second fraction, 5 is 5 over 1, so when I flip 5 over 1, I get 1 over 5, and that will give me y equals 1 over 15 as my final answer for question 7. Question 9 has a couple more steps to it. Still fairly straightforward though. First of all, we need to move this 7. So the opposite of adding 7 is subtracting 7. So that will leave me with a 4a on the left-hand side, and then when I move that 7 to the right-hand side, I need to subtract it from 21. So negative 21 take away 7 gives me negative 28. Now I still need to get a by itself there, and now I have 4 multiplying with that a on the left-hand side. So to move the 4 to the right-hand side of the equal sign, I need to divide by 4. So that leaves me with an a on the left-hand side, and then we get negative 28 divided by 4, which gives me a equals negative 7 as my final answer. Better finish writing the question for part 13. So it's equal to 8. Okay, so now we can solve it. First I need to expand these brackets. So negative 2 times 3a gives me negative 6a. Negative 2 times positive 1 gives me negative 2. So that's the left-hand side expanded. And then I've just got an 8 on that right-hand side. So the next step is to move this negative 2 to the right-hand side. That will leave me with negative 6a on the left. And then on the right, I'll have 8 plus 2, because that negative 2 will become positive when it crosses the equal signs. So that I get negative 6a is equal to 10. Okay, now I need to isolate a by dividing through by 6. So 10 on negative 6 is the best way to write this. And then tidying up just a little bit, 10 and 6 have a common factor of 2, and it's a positive divided by a negative, so overall its sign will be negative, and dividing by 2 on the top gives me 5, and 2 on the bottom gives me 3, and we can of course also write this as negative 1 and 2/3. Either way is acceptable. You might find that leaving it in improper fraction form is often more useful in this course. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any trouble with anything else from 3.1.